Hello, this is Jamie Magrich. Welcome to Jamie's Craft Table. Today I'm going to show you how I made this card. So let's get started here. First I'm going to show you the supplies I'm going to use. Alright. We're going to start with the card base, which is 5.5 by 8.5, scored and folded at 4 1/4. I have a scrap of black, a scrap of white. I have a piece of colored cardstock. This card I'm going to use a purple, but you can use whatever color you want. 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. I have a piece of black, which is 3 3/8 by 4 3/8. Those two will layer on each other. I have a piece of white, which is 7/8 by 2 7/8. That's for my sentiment. A piece of black, which will layer behind that, which is 1 by 3. Okay, then you'll need a pair of scissors, either a punch, an oval punch, or oval die. This particular one is 1 1/4 by 2 inches. A circle punch or die, scalloped, which is around 2 inches. This one's 2 1/8. A small floral or scalloped circle. This particular label one with the curved edges, but you could just use a strip and do corner rounding on the edges if you'd rather. A pair of scissors. For embellishment, I'm going to use some rhinestones and some flowers that I'd previously punched out and made. And then we're going to use an embossing folder this time. This particular card I just did it plain, so if you don't have one, it works fine just plain. But you can using the embossing folder, it adds quite a little bit of interest. So I figured we'd try that. You can use any embossing folder. This one's like an Argyle. It came out kind of cute. And Dotted Swiss is always a good one. And this particular one, we did it with a sideways clamp, so it was kind of a different approach. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is take our scallop circle and our scrap of white, and we're going to run that through our machine. Now I've already done that for the sake of time. Okay, so I've got that. Get that out of the way. And then I'm going to take this circle and I'm going to run that through my embossing. So we're going to find where we want to put it on here. I think right about there works good. I'm going to run that through my machine. And this is a standard embossing folder, so it just needs 2 cutting plates. Okay, so there's that piece. Okay, now we're going to bring in this scrap of black, and out of this black we're going to punch out the oval. You want to do that down at one end of it, or have extra scraps. And at the other end, we're going to punch out 2 of these. Okay, so we're done with that scrap. Done with those. Alright, now with the scrap that's left over from cutting out our scallop circle, we're going to cut out 3 of these little flowers with or punch or die, whichever you have. Now these aren't necessary, it just adds a little bit of fun to it. Okay, let's set these aside for a minute. And I'm going to adhere this colored cardstock, 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, to my black layer, which is 3 3/8 by 4 3/8. And for that, I'm just going to use a wet glue. Oh, this is a very full one. There's just going to be the tiniest little border. It's a 1/16 of an inch all the way around. And this is a thinner paper, so this isn't a Stampin' Up! Paper, but so I want to rub it down really well so that it stays down. Doesn't have those little lines that the glue will sometimes show. Okay, this is going to get adhered to the front of our card with dimensionals. I'm just going to put 5. I'll center that on the front of the card. There will be a little bit more at the top and the bottom, so I'll actually line it up so that there's more at the bottom and the 2 sides are the same. Just want to make sure my card is opening correctly. Okay, that's good. Place that aside. Now we're going to bring in our little oval piece, and we're just going to fold down about 1/2 inch from at the top. You can crease it if you want. Oh, and we're going to bring in our circle that we embossed. We're going to take that oval piece, I'm going to set it at the top of it, turn it over, and then I'm going to use Scotch tape or clear tape. I don't know what the correct term is for it. And tape that on the back. I'm going to get one more dimensional. I'm going to put it down here at the back of that oval and adhere that to the lammy. Now we have these 2 long pieces. We're going to cut both of them in half. You can do it at the same time. Just eyeball it, doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, 2 of them are going to be ears. For the ears, I'm going to use a glue dot. And I'm going to put a glue dot at the flat end. Okay, then I'm going to line them up so that I'm going to stick it in there and line this corner up with this corner on the head. And just stick it in place. However sticky outy you want it. Just keep in mind, a healthy sheep is going to have perky ears. They're not going to be too droopy. Okay. wanted to stick before I was ready for it. Get that, move that glue dot over just a little bit so it doesn't show. Okay, then the other legs, we'll go ahead and use glue dots again. Oops, I got that ribbon on there too tight. Again, put the glue dot up towards the top. These are going to be the legs. Down here at the bottom. Now that's cute as it is. Then we're going to come in with these. And I'm going to go ahead and use glue dots. For 2 of them, I'm going to put glue dot on 2 of them. I'm going to stick those at the top of the head. That's like the poofy fur that's at the top of their head. Okay, then this last one, I'm going to come in with a dimensional. You might need to use a smaller one, but this particular punch, it just fits perfectly, the dimensional. Go ahead and stick that on the center there. Okay, so there's our little lammy. Now we're going to use some glue and we're going to adhere that to the front of our card. We want to put it up a little bit towards the top because we want to make sure we leave room for the sentiment strip. I'm just going to go here. Okay, so let's get the glue out. Wow, this glue is oozing. I'm not quite sure why. So up towards the top. Could dimensionalize him as well. That would look cute too. Okay. I'm going to bring in some dimensional or some diamantes or rhinestones for his eyes. You could use wiggle eyes. That would be cute too. Okay, now I'm going to bring in my Misty here so I can do the sentiment strip without messing it up. Go ahead and I've cut a piece of cardboard for a corner so I can get that right in the right spot. Bring in my ink. Make sure that's inked up well. Just using Memento black ink, but whatever ink you want to choose. And my sentiment I chose is, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Matthew 11:28. Okay, then this is going to get mounted onto this piece. I'm not quite sure why this glue is oozing, but alright. There's going to be that tiny 1/16 of an inch border again. I'll put dimensionals on the back of this. And this is going to go down here. Okay, then I'm going to bring in some flowers to dress it up a tiny bit more. I usually use odd numbers, so I think I'll use glue dots for those. Well, you could emboss this back layer as well if you wanted to. Okay, so I'm going to put one flower up here on the Lammy's hair, and I'm going to put a couple down here. Well, there you go. There's the card we just made together. Here's the one I did previously. Now for the sideways sheet, all I did was put the head a little bit over towards the side instead of on the top, and then put the legs a little farther apart. That looks cute on there too, see? Well, thanks for joining me today at Jamie's Craft Table. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you can find a little bit of time to play with some stamps, ink, and paper.